Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Patrick Sean, and today I'm going to show you how to start a hyper-profitable business doing what you love. Yes, I went from living in a storage unit to creating multi-million-dollar businesses doing what I love, and I want to share with you how you can do this too. So if you haven't made your first $1 million and you're looking to start your own business, doesn't matter if it's a product or service-based business, this video series is for you, so stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get started, guys. How to start a hyper-profitable business doing what you love on any budget. Now, in this video today, we will be going over doing what you love, how to find a product or service that pays well in the industry you love, finding out if there is real demand. Is there real demand? I'm going to be providing you the free tools that will show you whether or not there's any demand for any product or service. Is there any real money in this idea? And last but not least, trends, fads, or growing. What industry, what trend, what market is the business idea that you have in? I will show you how to figure that out and how to find out what the lifetime value of this business idea is, so stay tuned. All right, so when I get into my business idea strategy sessions, I start with this first thing. What is it that you like? So for me personally, I like business, I like helping people, I like medicinal plants, I like firearms, cigars, supercars, theme parks. I'm a pretty straightforward guy. Now, based on those things that I like, because I don't want to work in an industry that I hate. That is the last thing. I do not want to wake up and feel like I am working a job. I have to have a genuine passion for whatever it is I'm doing. And I'm about to show you exactly how to take whatever it is you love and turn it into a business idea. So we wrote down some of the things that we like. Next, let's go into what is it that they need. So in the industries or the ideals of what it is you like, let's take a look at some of the things they may need. And we're using me as an example, so just stay tuned. So for instance, for business, some of the things they may need, business entrepreneurs, anything along those lines, are going to need business advice. They're going to need marketing. They're going to need financial help. They'll need accountants. There's a number of auxiliary businesses that can be created around business. For people, when it comes to helping them, main priority or categories that you want to focus on for people, because this is what people tend to lean towards, is health, wealth, or happiness. And in between here, in between what you like and what they need, is your business idea, the perfect business idea. So what does that perfect business idea look like? It could look like a consulting business. It could look like, if you're looking to sell a product, maybe at a farmer's market, if it's a service using Google My Business, and or if it's for reviews, creating a blog or YouTube channel. All these ideas are great, but we really have to narrow it down, and you can't quite narrow down the idea until you understand all the possibilities there are within a business. In order to make your first million, you have to remain hyper-focused on either one product or one service. You create focused passion for this product or service, and you take it from zero to $1 million using one or multiple sources of marketing in order to sell to a certain audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some business models so you could take those things you like and turn them into a hyper profitable business. And for this, I'm going to be providing you an example by picking out something I like. Let's take medicinal plants. It's where I built millions of dollars worth of business off of medicinal plants. However, because we're on YouTube, we'll list it as tomatoes. That way I don't get attacked in the comment section or any of that stuff. But we're going to create some form of business off of tomatoes, whether it be a product or service-based business. So first up, my first option would be to start an offline retail business. What that means is I would go to the farms, I'd purchase the tomatoes at a wholesale price, at a discounted price. I would take that, open up a shop, or set up at a farmer's market, and I would sell said product at a marked up price. So sometimes it's double, triple, 20, 30%, 100%, depends on the margins and the numbers you want to work with. And I would sell that directly to the consumer for a profit. Next up, we have an online e-commerce retail. If you don't have great locations near you, maybe you're in the middle of nowhere, or you just don't want to leave the house because you have children, an online e-commerce retail location or business model, it would be rather nice for you. And what that looks like is you would go ahead and set up your own website, or you could jump on a third-party marketplace like Shopify or Etsy, and you could sell your tomatoes on the web. Next up, one of my personal favorites is a brick and click business model, which means you can open up stores and have an online website that you are able to cater your tomatoes or said product or services. You can cater that to the masses. So for instance, some places like Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, even Amazon's opening up brick and mortar businesses to accommodate their online sales. This is called a omni-channel strategy. Very smart tactic if you're looking to capture all the different aspects of your audience. At number 4, we have a manufacturing business model. Now for, let's say, tomatoes, that would be a farm. If you're creating clothes, that would be somewhere where they're going to take raw materials, they're going to turn them into a finished product, and they're going to sell them to wholesalers, or oftentimes now, when they pair it with their websites, they could sell direct to the end user, aka the customer. Next up, we have a wholesaling business. Now what this means is you are essentially a broker. You will go around to all the farms, collect as many tomatoes as you can in bulk, and then you would break those down into smaller packages and sell those to retail users. Oftentimes, you'll see this business model along the lines of like a Costco's, where they actually now purchase in bulk, but break it down and sell direct to the end user. Next up, we have the direct sales business model, which means, for instance, this is like Mary Kay. So you buy into a company, they will provide you with tomatoes, and your job is to sell it to your neighbor, friends, anyone face-to-face, one-on-one sales. This is almost oftentimes referred to as a multi-level marketing business model. However, there is tons of profits to be made if done properly. At lucky number 7, we're going to be discussing franchises. Now, for instance, my company, Chronic Guru, we have something that's similar to this in regards to an operating agreement that we do open up a number of Chronic Guru stores using a very similar model. And this is nice because, for instance, people can invest into said business. They could step away from it, be operator hands-free, and still collect a monthly check off the profits that are made within that facility. Now, more often than not, you're probably very familiar with the McDonald's, Subway franchise-like agreement where somebody will pay to use the rights of someone's logo, their systems, their products or services, and then they will operate the business themselves. The next business model that you'll probably come across, and I think this is a very popular one for Damon John from Shark Tank, is licensing deals. Now, licensing deals are where you are going to pay to license a said thing and use it to your advantage. So let's say, for instance, in the corn industry, it's very popular, or it's a very common practice that you will see seeds that grow very well within a certain region, and they will take that and they will license it out to other farms within that region so they can grow that seed into the plant that they know grows well within said region. Now, you're going to see this throughout a number of agriculture industries, especially my medicinal ones. So pay close attention to that. There's millions of strains and different types of plants that you can license out to different regions in order to get the biggest yields, the most pest-resistant crop or mold-resistant crop. Now, a business that often uses this is McDonald's. If you've ever seen the movie The Founder, what McDonald's does is they are essentially a real estate company that rents out the properties to McDonald's, and McDonald's, they pay the McDonald's corporation in order to use the company's branding, their marketing materials, or anything along those lines. Another very common industry you see this take place is the toy manufacturing industry. Oftentimes what you'll see is the toy manufacturers licensing from movie studios so that they could build action figures and sell those based on the likeliness of said characters within the movie. At number 9, we have the freemium business model. This is where you'll see companies like Fortnite, or now I've seen Apex. I like games, so a number of other games that give the game away for free so that in game you go ahead and you pay for the skins, the upgraded guns, whatever it may be. LinkedIn does something similar, like allowing you to create an account, and then if you'd like their premium recruiting and networking features, you could pay more to get those things. This is another perfect example. Chronic Guru, we give away product before anybody's ever tried it. That way they could try it, and if they like it, they come back and they could purchase more. Next up, we have the subscription-based business model. This is very popular with gyms, dating agencies, lawn care, anything where, for instance, you are paying a monthly fee to a reoccurring fee to get the same service over and over again. We are seeing a lot of subscription box businesses being created around this business model, and it can be very lucrative because you can have an idea of about how much money you have coming in as you scale your company. This could take away some of the stress from just not knowing how much or when more money is coming in. Now, this is going to lead us up to the good old bait and hook model, also known as, like, for instance, the razor and the blade model, where, for instance, you will pay next to nothing for the razor, but you're going to pay through the you-know-what for the blades. Another big one is if you buy a printer, and then oftentimes you're going to have to continue to purchase ink. This is a sticky and profitable business model when done properly. So for instance, at Chronic Guru, depending on how much you spend, sometimes you will get a free device to allow you to partake in future medicinal flower within the company. So it keeps you coming back in those regards because you found value before you even spent $1 with the said company. Number 12, we have an advertisement business model. This is where, for instance, you create music, videos, content. This is huge with influencers, where you create and you charge companies a premium to advertise on your platform. So for instance, in my industry with medicinal plants, you can't advertise just about anywhere. So you have to be very creative with how you go about doing this. And we specialize in this. However, with a number of other industries, healthcare, beauty, you are starting to see more and more influencer marketing take over, because the most powerful form of marketing is what? Look, I got the radio ads, I got the billboards, I've spent millions on all these different avenues, but do you know what my number one form of marketing is? Word of mouth. And this is where, for instance, word of mouth is king. Advertising through influencer marketing is a hidden gem that you could pay next to nothing to have Betty or Brad or Susan or Sally. You could pay them or give them your product for free, and they'll post it on all their social media and tell all their friends about your product. And now you paid next to nothing and you have somebody speaking very highly of your product. But don't do this unless you have an incredible business, service, or product to provide in the first place. Next up, we have agencies and brokerages. Now, with agencies and brokerages, this could get into buying and selling businesses, buying and selling farms, buying and selling, for instance, real estate. All of these different brokerages or firms work by said person selling and them getting a percentage of the overall sale. So in real estate, I think realtors get 3% and like the broker gets 3% of the overall sale. So if you are at selling a $100,000 house, the realtor is going to make $3,000 just for selling the house, and then the brokerage receives, I think, $3,000 too. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it's along those lines. And if you know any better, if I got any realtors or any brokers watching, feel free to let everyone know the exact business model down below. And last but not least, we have the affiliate business model. Now, this is where, for instance, you are selling a product for a product or service for another established company. Let's say you are an influencer. Well, a popular affiliate business model is Amazon. They have a full affiliate business model where you sign up for the program and they will give you links for any product they have on their website that you share with other people, and you receive a percentage of all sales that occur once somebody clicks on that link and purchases that product from said business. And it is a very powerful tool or business model if you're just looking to get started, because all you need is a following. It doesn't cost any money to become an affiliate with any business. Now that we went over the different business models, go ahead and click this video here where I'll show you using free tools whether or not there's enough demand for the product or service that you created. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and don't forget, knowledge is power. I'll see you in the next video.